It's the Vegas Toy SquadCast, starring Vegas Toy Squad.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 24. We are tired, but we are back from the big Vegas toy and comic convention of this past weekend. So we're just going to do a little recap here of what was going on, everybody that we met, all the exciting stuff we saw, all the great stories. I don't know what else to say. Go for it, guys.
All right, well, I'm going to explain where we're at and what's going on. We're in Grouchy John's coffee shop, the coffee shop that we talk about all the time, our favorite place. Cheers to Grouchy's.
There we go.
This is their seventh anniversary for this location, too. So 7 years here on Maryland Parkway. So you should come a little closer. This is going to be very organic tonight. We're here in the coffee shop. We're not alone. We have a Bible study. We have people doing their thing, and we have fantastic artwork behind us by Cartoon Man, a.k.a. Tommy Vinci. So shout out to Tommy. Shout out to Grouchy's, John, JJ, the crew.
Everybody.
And, so here we are. Your turn. Yes.
I'm Frank.
That's Frank. I'm Rob.
Rick.
And
I'm Patty.
I'm Patty. She's I'm Patty in quotes.
There you go.
So yeah, we've spent the last
that's right. We always forget about Thursday, but that's a big day. So 4 days.
Plus all the weeks prior in preparation. But we had the big Vegas Toy Con event over the last weekend, and so we just thought we'd meet up here and decompress and talk about the convention for a few minutes, go over a few cool things we got.
For sure.
And
cool people we met, too.
Cool people we met. That was always fun. For me, it's always, I think for everybody probably, that's always really the best part of this thing is just talking to people in the community, meeting our friends, people who, see us on social media and then come over and say hi. And
that was cool. It was neat because, we haven't really been doing it that long, but it was neat to see some people come over and say, hey, we seen you on YouTube or we follow you on Instagram or whatever. So that was kind of cool to actually put a face to, what would you call that? Their moniker? Their handle? Is that what are the kids saying nowadays?
I don't know what the kids say. I don't understand.
Screen name.
Yeah, their screen name. There you go. So that was cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Well, like Critical Care Comics, that was cool. Like people that we've actually interviewed were there too, which was really cool. And guests on the show too. Like
we saw a lot of friends there.
Apparently I missed Reese.
Reese was there.
Reese.
Michelle
Dorson was
by, Bill Philpott from Big Bang.
Oh yeah, Boba Pat. We featured his artwork.
Pat made these T-shirts, which are very nice and comfortable.
They were cool. It was nice to see because when we all wore them on the days and walked around, and then we had the squadlings there. So Kid Cobra was there on Saturday, and Nintendo Kid was there on Sunday. And as they were walking around, they said that people asked them about stuff. Frank will tell you some stories about when he was walking around. So definitely thanks to Boba Pat because those shirts came in handy.
Yeah, it was very good.
Cool. Kid Cobra. I always do that.
I'll bleep it.
It doesn't matter. She wore hers to school today, so some of the kids were like, "Can we buy those shirts?"
Oh yeah.
So that
may be down the road.
That was kind of fun.
I saw one of your friends, I think, that came and got the blind bags. Their kid wore the sticker.
Oh yeah, he wore a sticker to school today. Yeah. So he got
the kids are representing VTS.
For sure. He wants more blind bags too. We'll have to talk about that later.
That's
send me a message.
People.
I have some other products that people are interested in. They couldn't make it to the Toy Con.
It's like I tried to convince people. They're very much worth $5.
Oh yeah, like they're worth.
I would venture probably close to the $20 mark.
Probably at least as a baseline.
Some of them were
Yeah. So but you never know what people are going to buy. That's the big thing I learned this Toy Con is that you never know. You think like you go 1 year and you sell a bunch of stuff and you think, oh, we'll bring more next year and it'll be and you just never know what people are in the mood to buy or who else is going to be there. That's something it's hard to sell when big guys are there and they're they can afford to sell cheaper. That was a little bit of a frustration for me.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I felt like a lot of people had a bunch of new products like in the package and just like and they were stores. They weren't just like small vendors like us in particular. And I was thinking about it. I was like, how are they just like, how do they have just so much product? And like some of them were small vendors, and I'm like,
Right.
you have a store? They're like, no, and I'm like, you
They must
have
have a
like
license.
walls of product, like. It was just incredible, the new products that they had, and I was just kind of blown away. And that's where I was taken back, as opposed to ours, where we had there was a lot of older stuff in ours.
Right.
And but they had like all this new stuff that I was just kind of amazed that. Again, they said they had no store. The people I talked to, because I talked to a lot of people,
Right.
And they didn't have a store, and they just had all this new stuff.
All this
And I was
inventory.
trying to figure out how they got all the inventory
I
from.
did some research on that.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So if you have a vendor's license, then you can order off of the distributor's website. So like if you go to Diamond
okay.
Select, and if you have a vendor's license and you have your vendor tax ID, you can open up a vendor account, and then you can get those prices. So that's for entertainment, and then Entertainment Earth has a completely separate selling system strictly for vendors, and they will work with you based on the size of your business. As
That's
long as you
really-
have that vendor's license and that tax ID number, you can get that type of account with them. So like, and then there's a couple other places that do the same thing, that only work with people with vendor's licenses or tax ID numbers, and they'll give you things like, for example, a Black Series figure. You order a box of Black Series figure with that vendor's license, you're getting it for about $9 compared to what the retail is, which is $19.99. So,
Well, that explains a lot.
So
Thank
there
you
you
for
go.
clearing that up.
So yeah, especially now with
Clear
so
that up,
many
Rick.
people who don't want to necessarily have a brick and mortar store, but they have an online store or something.
That
where
makes
they
a lot of
travel to
sense, yeah.
cons or whatever. So yeah, if you have that
that vendor's
license, it doesn't. So you don't have to have necessarily an account with Hasbro. I mean, I guess to order from.
I don't think you can. Yeah, I
can go
think
through
Hasbro's different, but you can. I definitely looked into the distributors, like the people who distribute to the smaller comic and toy shops.
Yeah.
So like Diamond Select and Entertainment Earth, those are the two that I looked at the most. And with them, you definitely have that option of doing that.
So so that's not a complaint, because of course there's room for everybody at these things, the big guys, the little guys, the new stuff, the used stuff. But it's you gotta. That's why I think something like this, you got to know if you're thinking about doing a toy con, vending at a toy con. It's almost like just an experiment until you get an idea of what the market is, what other people are selling, and
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I thought we were going to sell a lot more than we did.
Yeah.
With the prices that we had.
For sure.
Right.
And I just think there was a lot more competition.
Yeah, I think so too.
A lot of really good feedback. We had people from when we were setting up telling us that our booth was really nice. It was one of the most organized. It was one of the coolest
Get louder, I think.
booths. And then we also had just people coming back repeatedly.
Right.
We saw
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of people come back through. So, and people were asking, do you guys have a store? Where's your store? Where can I visit you?
Right.
So, it looked like we were store worthy.
It was a learning experience, though, too.
Yeah.
Like
Every time
it was
It's
pretty
just
cool.
different. And like the guy next to us is super cool, Kyle. So I know
Kyle.
he's not on any social media, but go ahead.
Cage's Toy Vault. Buying and selling vintage toys. Super nice guy. He had
Yeah,
some
very
really
cool.
cool stuff and good prices, and so anyways.
Yeah, he had.
Shout out
He
to
had
Kyle.
a lot of vintage toys, and he was selling them for great prices. He wasn't
he
trying
was.
to gouge anybody, and he's willing to work with everyone. But he had a lot of action at his booth because he had something that a lot of other people didn't have there. He had those vintage toys that were affordable compared to, our other friends who had great vintage toys, but they had them in great condition. They were carded.
Right.
So it was just a higher market value. But I think because I heard so many people coming over to his booth, and like dads explaining to their kids, "Oh, I had this figure. What? It's only $5. It's only $10. I'm going to get this for you now." So, it was cool, and he was a great guy. So I was glad to see he got a lot of action.
It's a nice neighbor.
Yeah, he was very friendly neighbor. It was nice to have that.
Yeah.
It makes a difference who you're surrounded by.
Oh, yeah.
It does, yeah,
Totally.
for sure.
I mean, there was a lot of cool neighbors, too. Even the people across there, they were soft-spoken, but they were really cool to be around.
Definitely. Yep.
It was good. And as I walked around, I was at first a little disappointed in as far as sales wise. But then once I walked around, I understood. I mean, as far as a attendee at the con, this con was awesome. I mean, there was so much stuff, so many booths.
Well,
compared to the year before.
Head and shoulders above where it was the last year, even the previous year, which was at the Orleans, which again was double. Two floors. You had to go upstairs for the signatures. You had some great signers. What?
It's hard when they do that because it's very disconnected, and it's like you lose track of, well, where is this at? Or well, I was up there. Well, I don't want to go back up. I'm down now. This was smart because it was all in one ginormous ballroom. Everything was there.
Yeah, it was nice.
The signers, the photo ops, the events, the races.
It felt more like a convention.
Everything.
Yeah.
That was a definite plus.
A notch up,
It was good. It was good as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Very impressed with the amount of stuff.
Right. So you were saying, I mean, as an attendee, there was really too much to choose from. I walked around there and I was like, you always go kind of thinking you're gonna get that one or two pieces, from the con to kind of take home, and it was hard to decide because everybody had so much. So it's like, where do parents go when they, want them to spend, they want to spend a few bucks on their kids for toys or whatever.
Right.
We were hoping they'd come to Vegas Toy Squad, but they had so many other places.
So many other options.
Well, we had a good location too.
Yeah, we did.
We were down one of the main entrance halls.
Almost right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, right in the heart of it.
Right in the middle. So that was great. So that was
I
cool.
was disappointed there weren't more clothing vendors.
Oh, really?
I to check out like some
I noticed that too.
Universe items or even just handmade things.
Yeah.
Although
Even T-shirts. I didn't see any T-shirts.
Yeah, not a single one.
Although the one that was by us, the one with all those jackets, custom leather
Custom
jackets,
those were great.
my God, those things were so detailed.
They were.
Like
but
they were
$190.
sick.
So
Were they
But it's a leather jacket
Yes.
that was hand sewn.
Yes.
Oh, they were beautiful.
They were just incredible.
Because I went over to the booth, I was checking it out. They had a Wonder Woman bathing suit.
Was it leather?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
But usually at those things, you find just, I don't know, more of that. I did pick up one cool tank that I'll reveal on some future
I remember that one.
You
Yeah.
gonna wear a tank top on a SquadCast?
Maybe when it's warm.
la
This
la.
is Vegas after all.
The summer one, the summer edition.
But other than that, that was the little thing I was disappointed at.
Yeah.
I thought that too. I was looking for. I went around looking for a T-shirt. Like I wanted to at least pull one or two T-shirts this con. But again, you were right. Like there was only probably about maybe 4.
For whatever reason, maybe because it was more expensive to be at this one.
You might be right too.
Because usually you can find T-shirt booths and clothing booths aplenty,
Yeah.
and they were hard to come by.
Yeah.
Very true.
Right.
So what did you find?
You want me to go first? Because you got the big reveal. Frank's got something really
do.
good. Frank's got something
You
really
go,
good.
then
I'll go first
then we'll
because
Frank.
I wanted to go around more, but I really limited myself because there was so much to choose from, and I actually wasn't planning on buying too much of anything, but I did find my Walgreens Mystique. Woo! So, and the dude that was actually all 3 of my action figures that I found all came from the same booth because this dude had great prices.
Really?
Yes, he had $20 on everything. So, I mean, you get her at Walmart, you're already what is it, $22.99 plus tax and everything.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
So, she's.
I even went and picked one up from you.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Because I had Frank. I was like,
You found one at Walgreens?
No, he gave me a 20. He goes,
oh wait.
He goes,
only
go
bought
get
one.
another one. He goes, go get that other one, and gave me $1.
I only bought one, and then I sent Frank to get one, and then Rob came back with the other
Yeah,
one.
that's right. That's right.
Mystique?
No, the Min Min.
Oh, the Min-Min. Oh, that's right.
So I got the Mystique. So there's with both the heads that are
He
super
got
cool.
talked into buying 3 action figures.
So then I.
He talked himself into that. I didn't talk him into it.
Oh man.
So if
Sorry,
you
I'm going
are
off
a
camera now.
listener, you are highly encouraged to tune into our YouTube of this SquadCast so that you can actually set your eyes on the goodies from
on
the
the beauty.
Toy-Con and also on this awesome background in Grouchy.
Oh, good. I don't feel so bad about that. And then I sent Frank back to get to get C-3PO. I don't know why I'm on this Star Wars kick, but I'm trying to get the first 12.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
6-inch line.
I don't care what box or background they come in. To me, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna rip it. And obviously, it's a good thing anyway because this one's already coming off anyway. So
that's why they were $20.
Maybe. So that's why. So I said, Frank.
Well, we knew that was going to happen. Hold on, we're going to fix our. We're trying to shield the microphone.
So that's the one that Frank got, and then he had the Minbin Stormtrooper for $20. So Rob went and got that for me.
I thought you wanted it. I
did want it.
He did. He did. Don't let him fool you.
I did.
Don't let him make you feel guilty.
I totally
He really
did.
wanted
So
it.
It is a cool,
especially for the price. I mean, it's not
We
that.
found it for 24 earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, really?
And I actually passed it up. Well, because I didn't know, so I learned something. I didn't know that because it didn't have a number, so that kind of threw me. But then you told me that the exclusives or whatever don't necessarily.
I mean, like the Target exclusives never have a number. Like the Chewbacca didn't have a number, and so I'm not an expert, but that's my guess.
There you go.
That was a Walmart exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think so.
So they don't number them.
There was my mini micro haul from ToyCon.
So there weren't a lot of great signers, unfortunately, this year at this event. There were some people
Unless
who
you were a
canceled,
wrestling
unless you were a
fan.
wrestling fan.
Otherwise,
there was a lot of
Wrestling was off the chain.
It was a big wrestling deal, but that's not my scene. But a lot of people, I mean, God, the line for these dudes' autograph was incredible. General Veers was not there / Picel. He canceled. So, but I did get the opportunity to not to meet him, but I sent my lovely wife Patricia to meet Dickie Beers and to get his autograph. Now, Dickie is the stuntman for Jeremy in the Jedi scene where Boba falls into the Sarlacc pit. So we got on this piece. Was this? This was last year, right? That you got the other ones.
Last year at this ToyCon,
last year, yeah.
I got the other 3.
Yeah, we got young Boba, Daniel Logan. We got Jeremy Bullock. We got Temuera Morrison over Django, and then now we got Dickie Beers at this one. So that's pretty cool to have the
all Bobas, $1.
Oh yeah, 3 figures, 4 Siggers. 3 figures, 4 Siggers. So
And I did not realize that Mr. Beer had played
Beers.
I think it's
multiple
Beer.
beers. Oh, is it?
Dickie Beer.
Oh,
I think it's Beer.
apologies to Mr. Beer if I'm wrong.
But he played a number of characters in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, another one of my favorites.
Gamorrean Guard.
Not that one.
He played a biker scout.
There you go. Biker scout.
He played a stormtrooper, and he played oh God, help me.
Slytherin?
Not Slytherin. No,
Sith Lord?
Not a Sith Lord. Oh, doggone it.
He played a skiff guard.
Skiff. That's
Yeah,
it.
he played.
he was
I was trying to
Barda.
search for that.
He was Barda.
Oh, he wasn't Weequay.
No, he was not weak way.
Skiff. That's how you say it.
See that Barda?
Yeah, S-K-I-F.
I think it's Barda is the name. Or Bada.
Barada.
Yeah.
Because it's little known, well, not little known, but it's a trivia that there were 3 words spoken by the robot in The Day the Earth Stood Still. Is that the one with the rope where the guy
Yes.
Gordon comes down?
Yes.
And he says Klaatu Barada Nikto. And those are the names of the 3 skiff
okay.
guards, I believe, or at least.
That's funny.
So Mr. Beer was also a skiff guard.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yep, now we got his Siggy on the box there. And the other cool thing that I picked up now, the con had customs, their own customs. And they had, well, one which Patty got, which we'll show later, but then they had a bunch of customized Boba Fett's. So the first day they were $110, and they were 110. I'm pretty sure. I remember because I remember thinking like the ones were 80 and the others were 110. So painted cool, customized or whatever. But then my friend Jason was also there. He was there with his dad, and he had a booth, and he does some killer
stuff.
In fact, the only thing I know is his Instagram, which is Star Wars Junkie 77. I don't know if he does. I mean, I'm sure he does commissions. I'm sure he's selling stuff. So look him up if you're into customs. Star Wars Junkie 77. His piece, he did a. I mean, what is that? Spider Maul?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, kind of like as a spider, but with like a.
Well, he got cut in half.
Right. Yeah.
So for a period of time, he had like a spider bottom.
Did he?
Yes.
In
lower
the
half.
story?
Yeah, in like the Clone Wars.
Okay.
So it was
Clone Wars
super
saga,
cool,
and so
yeah.
it was really neat. But his was like
Off the
like
charts.
hulked
really
out
cool.
spider. Like it was really dope.
It reminded me in the first Toy Story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
creepy
They come out from under the.
kid next door and he makes that.
Yeah.
I thought of that, and I also thought of Overlord, probably because we just
Oh,
seen
yeah, I
that.
just saw it.
But when I saw
It
that
was,
figure, those were the two things I was thinking
Those are
of.
good references.
It
I
was
like them both.
super cool.
a
Really
good picture.
detailed.
Cool enough that it took first place at the custom costume.
Yeah. So
Contest.
congrats to Jason and for that win, and then he also won third place in the custom category for this piece, customized. I believe it must be a die cast that with the Elite Series 6-inch Boba Fett. But if you're just listening, you can't see, but tune in to the show and you can take a good look at that. I'm sure it'll end up as a daily Fett at some
Yeah,
point.
that's super cool.
So
And we
once
also
I get
got
back
a
to that.
picture of you with him and
With
with
his
his
trophies.
trophy
Yeah.
and that figure.
So yeah, so this was the third place winner. Very cool. So long story short, I decided rather than buy one of the customs that were sort of produced for the con, I went with something from a friend, and I think it's. I mean,
It's a
the
very
was a good
cool-
choice.
yeah, the details. This is like a realistic Fett, where the other ones were all kind of customized colors. They weren't really Boba Fett. So,
Right.
anyways,
Funny story about that was Rob was asking me, he's like, "Do you think I should go get it?" And when I saw it, I was like, "Well, dude, if you don't buy it, I'm going to buy it." And then he like literally ran. From
I was
the
like,
booth.
all right, watch the booth.
He's like, "If Rick's gonna buy a Fett, then I better go get it real quick."
It's on.
So he took off running.
I was like debating like which one to get, the con Fett or or the.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm
I like
glad I
that
went with
one.
this choice
Yeah.
because it's something I'll appreciate more, especially because he's such a good guy, and
Right.
And that was before we knew he won third place.
that's true. I actually bought it before I knew it was
yeah.
a prize winner.
And we're
Prize-winning.
looking to have him on the future podcast. So.
Yeah, he's local dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so hopefully that was the other cool thing about the con is we met some new people and talked about bringing them on as guests and stuff. So hopefully that'll happen.
I did a lot of that. This con.
Chit chat.
Frank was our PR guy in the
These
crowd.
guys were selling stuff, and I was selling us.
Thank you.
I met almost every booth at the con. I went through and I talked to people, see who was local, see if they had like real stores, and see where they got like all of this awesome stuff that they had. Like
Yeah.
I had no idea how they. Again, Rick just informed us, but they had some trade secrets. But either way, I tried to frequent as many booths as I possibly could, and they again were asking us about the shirt Boba Fett made for us. And that's what got the conversations. A lot of the conversations started. They asked us where our booth was and what we were about, and I said, "Funny you should ask." And told them about our podcast and our booths and how these guys had stuff they were selling and how they could be future guests on our show if they were ever in town or just locals. So
Lucky them.
it was pretty cool. And then not even that, like the same night, the first night that we were there, I ended up going to First Friday. If you guys don't know, Vegas has a First Friday. Every first Friday of every month, they have an art show down in the art district downtown. And I was going with a friend there that came to the show, and everybody was asking about the shirt.
Wow.
And so I talked to artists down there, and it was just, again, it was pretty cool seeing all these people from the booths and other artists outside of there that had a toy appreciation. They wanted to come the next days, but
Yeah.
it was really neat. It was a cool experience overall.
Right on.
So
Good. Show us your
waiting.
booty, so to speak.
Excuse me? Guys, we're in a public place.
Ooh la la.
And it's not ill-gotten booty
Here,
either.
let me
It's,
let me move Mystique
We're
out
gonna
of
have
the way
to
because you're
move
going to need some
Well,
room.
and we didn't talk about that, so should we?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Just think about your.
you talk about it.
So my big purchase from the con was this con exclusive custom Living Dead Wonder Woman. Two
Playing
of
with the
my
camera there.
favorite things between Wonder Woman and then of course Day of the Dead.
Our
And,
two favorite things, Wonder Woman and the Dead.
Well, yeah. so to speak. So I had a really hard time deciding because they also had another custom con/pop figure, a Las Vegas Mickey firefighter.
That was cool.
And I really wanted that too because it was Mickey and he's a favorite and it was Vegas and hello.
And we know a firefighter. Shout out to Dale, my other Star Wars homie.
Yes.
He was cool. He came by the booth.
That's
Yes,
right.
he
My friend
did.
Dale came by.
Waiting
Yep.
to have him on one day. But at $80 each, it came down to a choice. Now, had they been marked at 40 or even 50, I probably would have picked up both. I probably would have said, well, for $100, okay. But at $80, you had to make a choice.
Right.
And they only made 10 of each. So I have one of the 10, supposedly, Wonder Woman, Living Dead figures.
Allegedly.
But you know, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
Probably
there's
50
a
of them on
website
eBay
on the
tomorrow.
back here. I guess we could probably check
Yeah,
on.
seriously.
Yeah, should check the website and see if they have any left over. Maybe
Well,
they'll put
because
them a
the
little
first
cheaper.
Friday night, they said they only had 5 left. So then Saturday morning, as soon as he got there, Robert, I said, go first thing, since I'm coming up later, and nab one before they're gone.
Right, yeah.
And then I got there, and there were 4 left. And then on Sunday I checked, and there were still 4 left.
Oh, oh.
So it's like, well, maybe at $80 again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
a little steep. And then
not an
my
easy purchase.
my only real complaint besides the cost is that I cannot fix this or fit this thing in a pop box because the box that they made is just slightly too large. Meaning that this would be one I would not unbox because it was so expensive. So Arnold, there you go. I'm keeping this one boxed.
Oh, we got Arnold in there too.
But
A lot of shout outs.
because he'd be happy that I wasn't unboxing it. But it's like now it's just going to sit in its box.
Dust will get in there.
Getting dusty.
Yeah.
So it's like with something that valuable, I would like to put it in a plastic container.
I even bought
We
one of the hard
tried-
ones.
Right.
The
We
hard
tried
acrylic
several
cases.
styles. One that Robert bought that day, and others when we got home. Can't fit it in
Wow.
anything. So next
Crazy.
time,
Squish it.
guys, please measure and make your figures fit.
There you go.
But that
right.
was my big exciting purchase. So there she is, and if you're listening, please tune in because she is a cutie.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, that's me.
All right. Frank made the big purchase. He got permission prior to, though, so it's okay.
I did, and I still begrudgingly bought it. only because I only got it because
Begrudgingly.
Whoa.
I did. Because I wanted this since like I heard it was coming out last January, and it didn't come out until like.
You know it's expensive.
So it's Sideshow. So
it
let's
is
start right
Sideshow.
there, listeners.
It is Sideshow, and I'm gonna open it right here just to show you what it
Wow.
So Frank is breaking out a blade like he's
Should I
a
move your
rebel
Lando?
without a cause.
is. Yeah, and
Holy! It's a spontaneous
Careful.
unboxing.
Holy
Careful where you
knife,
aim
Batman.
that
pretty good with
knife.
this. It's okay.
Brother.
He's pretty good with that until he started blood squirting. Like I said.
Hey, you know that would make for some good footage.
We get
Some kind
some
of-
ratings.
some kind of ratings. I
That's
think we lose
one
our
way.
Low budget Predator movie.
Don't try this at home,
All
kids.
right, boy. There
So-
we go.
Okay, easy.
All right, you may be out of
Yeah,
camera shot.
it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna.
Get this
It's a
bucket.
little taller than
Wow.
we're used to. What it is,
Oh, wow.
It's Ewan
Alec
McGuinness.
Guinness.
it's a young Alec McGuinness.
It's Ewan McGuinness.
He
Yes.
looks more like
It's a little.
Well, but yeah, I mean it's like a blending. It's a young Alec Guinness, but very cool.
I guess
know.
I
What?
can see a little Ewan in the eyes.
What's Rick disappointed about?
There is a Disney logo.
What do you expect? It's a
I
Star
know, it
Wars
just makes
product.
me sad still.
But
Wow, look at that.
this is this is an in-between movie.
I love that we get to
Theoretical
see
figure.
Obi-Wan like in that stage where
Yeah.
we, you know.
I am obsessed with this figure, and
I
I've
agree.
been since I first saw it
It
because
is cool. It's probably one of the coolest ones.
I'm
I've
going to
seen.
open it up here just to show you guys because I can't.
Oh
I
boy!
have to.
Imagine the tattooing ass kicked he kicked
Well,
when he looked like that.
The cool part about this figure
This is
is,
the greatest phrase ever.
Hashtag.
he's got his old gear
Kit. Wow. I love their box though, man. It's just so. I mean, everything about these figures are just.
Like,
so
I mean, look at even the top
so
of it.
cool.
Like, just has like these little details.
Some great photography too. Look at that beautiful shot of him, like with the light.
Well, that's also why.
Tattooing twin sun sunlight hitting his
man, that's
cheek.
a killer shot.
That's also why I got it, because I do a lot of hiking out in the desert, and I
You're
want
not
to
gonna
try.
take this out in the desert, dude.
Of course I am.
Come on, man.
You know me. You know, like
Frank lives to enjoy.
I do. Like, look at all this artwork on here, but it has like
That's beautiful.
the details and.
I'm going to show this photo real
Yeah,
quick.
go for it.
If anybody's watching that picture, very
Of course
cool.
they're watching.
I'm gonna exclude the amount I paid for it because it's kind of embarrassing.
But you did get a great deal on it.
I did get a really great deal, and it was from it was some new friends that we met that we actually visited their store when we were in Frankenstein's, and they're called Super Bad Action Figures,
Super bad.
and they sell exclusively like sideshow toys.
And Hot Toys and stuff. So if you guys are
Yes.
going to Frankenstein's, check them out. They're also going to have a booth at the Amazing Comic-Con here in Vegas coming up in June. So we'll
Yes.
give you more information about that too.
Yep,
Yeah,
cool.
for sure. But these guys are they were super nice, and they gave me a really good deal on this. And again, like I have to.
Careful though.
I know. Just
Some nice dry brushing on his beard. I like that.
Oh, there's a bunch of accessories down there. Oh, there's his lightsaber.
just even the detail on the hair on these guys is just insane. So, packaging's behind me. But let's get this out of here.
This is dead air time, but
Yeah,
we'll,
sorry.
Somebody tell a joke.
We can speed it up.
I got a joke.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Where do the poor Italians live?
Where?
In the spaghetto.
Oh,
Frank's
I
Italian.
didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was good.
Spaghetti.
Just out here.
Oh, everybody's got a joke. Here we
I
go.
don't have a
Go
joke.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
you all said oh no.
Go ahead. Hit
What
us with
kind
it.
of bees like milk?
I got this one. Boobies.
Ooh. We snuck boobies in.
Oh, moving on.
Wow,
So-
look at that. Obi-Wan does not approve.
That's just amazing.
Looks like a
but-
Boba Fett
Very
backpack.
intense look.
Well, this backpack, if you look at it, it's got his old his shoulder pads and his armor from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
But not just that, he's got some apparently like.
Wookiee scalps.
No, this is like these are some sand people. I know that's offensive to some sand people, but
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken
please.
Raiders. But he's got their gaffy sticks and just these cool. It looks like almost like one of those water generators that they have there too.
I have a quick question about Gaffy Stick. When it first came out, I remember them saying it was a Gadurfy stick.
Oh, I don't know
Does that ring a bell to you at all?
It sounds right, but at the same time, recently that's the only way
Is
I've
it
been
only
hearing
ever referred to as a Gaffy stick?
recent. But I do remember
Look
hearing
up
it that way.
Gadurfy stick. What are you doing? You're over there on your social media. Just
I'm looking
we're doing a
at the next
podcast.
Amazing comic.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately,
All right.
And
we're gonna miss it.
Ah. All right.
there's a lot more to show you guys in here, but
Very end of June.
this might be for another time. But he's got
It's the middle of June.
not just his lightsaber, but these other lightsabers.
He's got a bunch of hilts
Well,
and
he's got Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
Oh, he's gotta have it.
because you remember when he escaped, that's how he killed Darth
Yeah.
Maul. And he's
gotta
also
have
got
Vader.
Anakin's.
Or yeah.
He's got Anakin's, but he also looks like he has Yoda's in there too. I haven't done much research, but I saw
Oh,
that
yeah.
extra one.
Yeah.
But he somehow picked up Yoda's there too.
Yep, he's got.
I'd like to hear the story behind
Did you
that.
look up?
Gadurfy stick.
Could you spell that?
Gaderf.
I'm sure this isn't making for a great airtime, but
This
this
is all
just,
random,
it's really
man.
a cool, incredible figure that I got.
It's beautiful. I mean,
It is just, and
like
I said,
detail, the hair, like the sculpt of the hair.
and there's just so much I want to open up here, like all these little accessories. He's got goggles.
Gloved
he's got
hands.
He's got the whatchamacallit,
the binoculars.
yes. That's just
Very
so
cool.
much, but
You know what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take it out, and I would do pictures of everything and then post it on our Facebook and then send it over to Rob so he can do it on
that's
the,
a great idea.
on the
I'll do
Instagram
that.
page
It's
for
going to
sure.
be easier to view.
Yeah. Gadurfi.
Oh, yeah.
Gaderfii. Two F's, two I's.
All right, there you go.
I was like,
Put that on your Scrabble board.
I wondered if that was just something like they came out with, and then like how they used to spell R2D2 ARTO, and then like after a certain point you never saw that again. I just wondered if it was that kind of thing. Right now it's just a gaffy stick.
Yeah, now it's exactly. That's
cool. Oh, there's something already broken on this.
No.
Yeah.
Frank, it was brand new.
Sideshow use.
It's okay,
it's the leather strap, right?
It's a tiny leather strap.
Well, that ain't cool.
No, but
you don't think these cats are selling seconds?
No, absolutely not. Like all these guys are just everything's sealed and
joshing.
But I mean, even the weathering on the material is just incredible. Like it's in all the right spots. Like it's right on the edge, like where your sweat would gather on.
Right.
On there, and like even like the hairs on the beard is just
dry brushing.
Yeah, not just dry brushing. This is sculpting. This is straight up sculpting.
But once you have a nice sculpt like that, then it's so easy to get in there with washes and dry brushes.
Yeah.
So that would be really good.
Yeah.
Again, Rick was right. We're gonna have to put some pictures up. I'm gonna have to have you guys maybe help me.
Set him up with his stuff and maybe take a picture of him with the nighttime or the the dusk sunlight hitting him.
Yeah, for sure. And
holding his Gadurfi stick.
Well, I'm going out to Death Valley, so
doing a
I'm gonna bring some toys and take some new pictures for the.
You're gonna bring a toy. I don't think you're gonna bring anything else besides him. That's gonna.
Indy might be coming, but Indy is like. When I bought him too, there's always something wrong. Certain things fall off, and like again, these straps when they get older, they kind of
they're so small and delicate.
Yes, and when you're hiking around too, it's difficult. I keep them in the boxes and stuff when I go, but
take them out when you get there.
Yeah, so
you got to be careful. You don't want sand getting on all the joints and whatnot.
Sure, I do.
Nah, you don't care.
Sure, I love it. He's got to look weathered. He lives on the desert.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I'm sorry,
cool.
He's not going anywhere but my house, so.
But just, there's not really any Ewan in there. I just meant kind of it's like a younger version of. It's Alec Guinness how he how he would have looked back then, and.
But it's believable.
It's cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
It was
all
good
of it.
casting. I thought that
Like all of it is just like even like you can see even in the sabers that he doesn't use, you can see that there's sand in there. Like his saber in particular is like looks like there's sand and dust inside there.
Right.
Just like all of it's just incredible. And like I said, I've been obsessed with this finger since like last January. Like I've looked at every picture, and like when it came down to purchasing it, I couldn't bring myself. But in the presence of it, it was different.
Yeah.
I kind of couldn't stop myself to.
Has there been a comic book that featured this age of Kenobi?
There's been a couple like little ones that have gone in the Star Wars one, and I'm sure in that series that's coming out now, Age of Republic, and then they're doing Age of
Empire,
Age of Rebellion, and all that.
Okay.
So I think there's going to be another one in that.
There has been one out too, and I also read the novel too, which was some of this stuff looks like it could have possibly happened within the novel series, and that is canon because it's. Happened after
Disney bought it, so
so
right on.
Which it was, I mean, it's just him tooling around on Tatooine, run-ins with sand people and typical gangsters. But it's still just if you like Obi-Wan, it was an interesting story, just expansion.
He never left Tatooine and went off on
not
some
in
great
that, not
adventure?
that particular,
What was the novel?
storyline.
Do you remember?
I cannot remember.
It was an Obi-Wan book?
It was yes.
Yeah,
I think it might have just been called Obi-Wan or something like that. But it was really good. Again,
So just chilling in his cave.
I listened to it on audiobooks because I drive
Shooing
around a
away
lot.
the jaw was.
Kinda, yeah. He's like, just figuring out how to survive in the desert, meeting like,
that sounds
cantina
thrilling.
folks
Heading into Mos Eisley every once in a while for some.
Not necessarily. I don't think it was.
some beverages.
He might have
No.
done it Mos Eisley once, but it was mostly there's some other like. It was just expanding Tatooine's areas. Like there was other little towns that he went to. And seeing how they got the products there, and like Jawas did come by and they would sell and barter stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was interesting. But again, this figure kind of brings that whole story to life. And
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right. We should probably wrap it.
I was going to say, for such a short little segment, this is turning into
I predicted
a full-on squad thing.
It usually
We do have
does.
some footage though that I shot up and around.
I think during the conversation we'll probably put the footage
There
in.
you go. That'll work. Yeah,
That way
that'll work.
people who are listening don't have something they're missing, and people who are watching can see the footage while we're talking. Because they don't need to look at us.
No, they know what we look like already.
I do.
Unless you talk.
I do have one more thing I got to bring up.
No, we're out of time.
I ran into. I was about 3 feet away.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking at my phone and I look up,
Brush with greatness.
and it was Flash freaking Gordon talking to Ponch, and I was just
Flash and Punch.
Sam Jones and Eric Estrada talking to each other like they're buddies, and I would totally be down with that crossover.
That's fun.
funny.
Tips and Flash Gordon, if they exist in the same universe. I just saw it.
And I just
But-
ran into Chewbacca in the bathroom. That was it.
Every time he came back from the bathroom, he said, "Oh, guess who I ran into in the bathroom?" Last time it was Chewbacca. I was like, "Did you call to him?"
No, that would have been weird. That would have been very, very strange.
But which Chewbacca was? It was the new one from the Solo.
Yeah, it was the one from Solo. Yeah.
Yeah, the newest one.
Solo Baka.
Yeah.
His name is Artie or something. His real name.
He's very tall.
I'm not sure.
With an
Yeah.
A.
Peter Mayhew's my Chewbacca,
There
but I
you go.
love it's all good.
That's all good.
But real quick, also one more thing. As long as we're talking about people or celebrities or whatnot, two of the guys from Super Troopers were there.
I didn't get to see them.
Rabbit and Foster. I don't know their real
Yes.
names, but so my buddy Dale, mention him again, told us you got to see the second one. It's funny, So we actually watched it the night after the first night of the con. We went home and watched it that night and loved it. I mean, I thought maybe not quite as great as the first one, but
Pretty darn close.
still really funny.
Still
So,
hilarious.
anyways, I didn't see Foster, but I saw Rabbit, and he had nobody there, so I just went up and said, hey, just want to say hi and tell you that we loved the second movie and thought it was real funny, and he was real nice, appreciated that. So
I'll bet.
those two guys were there, and that movie is funny. So if you've been, I put off seeing Super Troopers 2 because I love the first one so much, and I thought, it can't. Usually they don't compete, but it was pretty good.
It was done well.
Yeah.
If you like the first one, you're definitely gonna like the second.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've seen it.
That's yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the bottom line.
That's it. Yeah.
I wouldn't go further. I wouldn't go further than that.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, it ain't gonna win any awards. But if you like the
No,
first
no,
one,
you're
it's-
gonna-
We
enjoy the
laughed,
second
and
one.
we needed to laugh.
right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so
You got a movie review in here, huh?
All right.
that's right.
Hey,
We got a little bit of
everything.
Very cool. All right, so it's organic, right?
It is organic.
Hope you could
guys.
hear us over the sounds of the cafe here. If you live in Las Vegas and you enjoy coffee and nerdy things, you should definitely stop
Come to-
into Grouchy John's. They've got two locations, one on Charleston and Rainbow-ish area,
Right
out
by the
northwest.
community college.
Community college, yes, CSN.
And then one out here in the Henderson-ish area, Wigwam and Maryland Parkway. It's in Vegas, but it's close to Henderson.
That's our kind of HQ where we hang out.
It's the official coffee of the Vegas Toy Squad. And
So, let's see. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I was going to say something about things coming up. Oh, we've got our 25th episode coming up next. So we're hoping to do something a little special for that. So keep on the lookout for that. Otherwise, thank you guys for sticking with us. And you know where to catch us. You can catch us on all the social media outlets and anywhere you find podcasting. So with that being said, then, we are VTS. And VTS is...
Howdy.